I always was a mama's boy still.
Did you run? So you ran wild a little bit?
Oh, ain't no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That's why this is my testimony.
Oh
That's
my
why
Lord.
by saving animals,
Oh
my testimony, and that's why I take this so seriously.
yeah.
I ran pretty wild.
Yeah. I want to get. I mean, I can't wait to hear more about that. But one of the things that always fascinates me, whenever I see one of the things that I love to do is to watch videos of people who are dedicated to animals in some form or another. And there's a lot of people like that on Instagram. And whenever I watch them, I always wonder what makes them tick. I always want to know a little bit about their background. So I really can't. So that's part of the reason I want to go, okay, Compton, and then you're the baby and, mama's boy, and you ran wild a little bit. Tell me a little bit about your running wild days, if you're comfortable with that.
A lot of gang banging.
Wow. So serious shit.
Yeah, it was pretty serious. Rolling 60 Crip. Dabbled in drug selling.
Mm-hmm.
Ran with killers, drug dealers.
Wow. And was this in your teens and 20s?
Yeah, teens, early 20s.
Uh-huh.
Teens, early 20s. Trying to find myself.
Yeah.
Come from a great home, both parents. I see a lot of friends that I grew up with. They didn't have, the father in the home. I was blessed to have my father in the home.
So mom and dad are still together.
Mom and dad are still together.
And that's so great. I mean,
Mom worked at a hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Dad was the head chef of a very exclusive fancy restaurant. So
no kidding.
It wasn't like we was far from rich. But there was nothing that I lacked. I had name brand everything growing up. They tried to shield me from that, but the streets just called me, and I was fascinated by the older guys, and I just got caught up with it. But
sure,
God spared me because He knew I had a purpose in this life. So I mean, I would leave the house going to hang with known killers. Known drug dealers.
Oh, and did your mom and dad, did they know sort of how deep in you were and how dangerous things were for you?
Yeah, once the house got shot up, they knew.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they knew then.
So you're hanging with these gangbangers, and your actual house where your mom and dad and your siblings were got shot at.
Shot in. Correct.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And what was anybody hurt?
No, nobody was hurt. I was into it with a rival gang, and I was at some friends' houses, and this was the days of beepers. This tell you how far ago this was, pagers. And I think my mom paged me and let me know that the house had just got shot in. So she was the only one there at the time. So I immediately rushed home, and I knew who did it because I knew who I was feuding with. So
yeah. And was that when things turned around for you, or was that just one thing that maybe began to make you change?
Without incriminating myself, that didn't make it change. The retribution part came after that.
Right.
They hit you, you hit them.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you how God worked. This particular person who shot in the house.
Yeah.
We became enemies over some gang stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He later went to jail for shooting in another house.
Yeah.
He did like 10 years. He came home. I saw him and his two of his friends in the mall. Now, this is 10 years has passed.
Right.
At this point, I've changed my life, but I don't know where he's coming from. This is the first time we've seen each other since, several shootouts, things of that nature. We basically and we keeping it real here. We basically tried to take each other off the face of the earth for 2 years.
My Lord.
And nobody got hurt.
Wow.
So I saw him at a mall.
Uh-huh.
And he came over to me and asked did I know who he was. And I said, of course I know who you are. And he apologized. He told me he wanted to apologize to my mom. Said he had changed his life. He asked, could he pray for me? And while he praying, I got one eye open, head bowed, one eye open, like I don't kind of trust this guy, but he ended up being sincere. And I actually got him a job. And,
wow.
A friend of mine was like, man, this is unbelievable. You and this, because he know the history between me and this guy.
Yeah.
And he was like, y'all tried to kill each other for 2 years. And here you are, you got him a job. And where I was living at the time had 2 home invasions.
Oh my God.
Not my home.
Yeah.
In the apartments below me.
And let me ask you a question. When he wanted to pray for you, had you found your way to God yet?
I was totally changed.
You were already changed, or that moment changed you?
No. I had been gave my life to God. This was 10 years.
Oh, got it.
10-year gap. Yeah, God had totally changed my life. At that time, I'm working with kids. I'm giving back to the community. I'm doing, turkey drives for the elderly. At that point, I was totally changed. Fantastic. I didn't know where he was coming from.
Yeah.
I ended up getting him a job, and these apartment complexes where I lived at, there was 2 home invasions on the bottom floor, and I didn't know what was going on. The only thing I heard was, some people was tied up and things of that nature. So I called him knowing how he used to be and say, hey, some home invasions, I need some protection. And without any resistance, he came and, he brought me something to protect my home. So, it's just funny how God works, that he and I were such enemies.
Yeah.
And we ended up helping each other out.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, there was no animosity. We just swept it up. It was like it never happened, because he had truly found God and I did, and we just left it alone. It was like we left it alone.
That's gorgeous. That's so beautiful.
And right now, if I call him, he would come flying.
Oh my Lord. That's so fantastic. That's nothing but God. And of that group, that group of gangbangers that you were either on your side or the other side of that group, are you guys a pretty unusual story? Like, are most of the guys from those days either dead or in jail, or found or what percentage of them have found some sort of a better path? I
have 40 friends that died from gunplay.
Oh,
gun violence.
God.
I have 40 that died in the late 80s, early 90s from gun violence. I have a few friends that's doing life in jail. Maybe 3 or 4 friends that's doing life. I have some that's doing, other numbers, 25, whatever. And I would say the majority of people changed. They're not working. Good jobs. Some went to the military. Some have been working for the post office for 20 years.
Yeah.
A lot of us changed our lives for the better, and
but a huge percentage of them were killed and or ended up in jail.
Oh yeah, I like I said, I just wrote down one night how many friends I lost, and it was 40.
So oh my God, Calv, I'm so sorry, but my God, you're such a. I don't want to be sound like a cliche, but you are such an inspiration, and like, to me, you're a walking miracle in a lot of ways. Anybody that I see who's just said,